quantitative techniques of forecasting. That day we were not able to do it properly.
Yes,
Today
ma'am.
I'll do it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So there are four main types of forecasting methods in your quantitative method. One is your straight line, first one. Second is your moving average. Third is your simple linear regression, where only the dependent variable is dependent on only one independent variable.
Yes,
And multiple linear regression is where the dependent variable is dependent on more than one independent variables. So these are the basic four types of forecasting we do in quantitative techniques. You, you can read this,
yes, ma'am.
Yanchika.
Yes, ma'am. Technique straight line. Use constant growth rate. Math involved minimum level. Data need historical data.
Hmm.
Technique moving average. Use repeated forecast. Math involved minimum level. Data needed historical data.
Hmm.
Technique simple linear regressions. Use compare one independent with one dependent variable. Math
Hmm.
involved statistical knowledge required.
Hmm.
Data needed a sample of relevant observation.
Hmm.
Technique multiple linear regression.
Hmm.
Use compare more than one independent variable with one dependent variable.
Hmm.
Math involved statistical knowledge required. Data needed a sample of relevant observations.
Observations. So these are the four types. The first is your straight line.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, over here, uh, I'll be giving you the data just now. Just 1 second. Hmm. Can you see this Excel sheet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is the year. Over here, 2 years are given, 2015 and 2016.
Yes, ma'am.
Revenue is 81.422 first year, 2015, and 84.698. And the growth is constant. So every year, what is the growth? Growth rate will be this. See over here, here is the formula. Okay, can you see the formula?
Yes, ma'am.
That is this minus this divided by the whole thing divided by 81.42. This is C5 minus B5,
Five.
whole thing
Five.
divided by B5.
P5. Yes, ma'am.
So here you Excel, you just write the formula and it takes the value by itself. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it is coming to almost 0.04. Uh, you can, if you want, you can. Okay. This is coming to, so again, the revenue will increase by 0.04. First year it was 18.422, next year it was 84.698. Now you again add, growth will be 0.04. So 17, this is 15 and 16 is given to you. 17 you calculate. This is the formula.
Yes.
First is you whatever is the value in C5 plus
C7.
C7 into
P5.
C5. That is what is the growth rate. So this and this you just drag it and it will copy the, relatively it will copy the formula. So here you get the value. 2017 it is 88.11. 2018 it is 91.65. 2019 it is 95.34. 2020 it is 99.17. 2021 it is 103.16. You can extend this also. That is, like, you can make this 22. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this will again, if you'll get, you just drag this, it will copy the formula and it will give you. So now you're over here, you can write uh, um, this I'm going to copy over here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? This is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this I have extended to uh, 22, 23, 24. Okay.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
revenue will be this. Actually, it has copied, it has not copied the formula. It has, just one second. F is a, G11 by G11 is formula. It has copied, but it has given the same answer. Actually, this has to be copied, then only it will change. Actually, I had written 0.04. Relatively, it had taken D7, but D7 is 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Over here, instead of writing C7, I have written 0.04. Okay, now so every time it is taking 0.04. So this is the your revenue for up till 2024. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
it is 103.07. Then it is 107.19. So then
Ma'am, the upper digit is also wrong.
88.11, 91.63. Okay, it is 63.
Ma'am, in 2018,
95. Huh? This is whole thing is
63.
there. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
And the 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is up. Not I have to do it manually. It is 88.11. Then it is 91.63.
63.
91.63.
63.
Then it is
90.
95.30.
Yes, ma'am.
It is okay, 30. 99.11. 103.07.
103.07.
Then it is 111.
107, ma'am.
No, 107. Hi.
Point
7.
19.
119. Then it is 111.48.
Point. Ma'am, it's triple 11.
हाँ
It's
हाँ
triple one.
हाँ. Last is
Nine four.
105.94. So this is my data.
Yes,
Huh?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So accordingly, I'll insert a graph. This scatter diagram will see. Now you have got the graph.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Here, this is the graph from 217 to
Eight
224.
four.
If you want to make a prediction for 225, you can just do the prediction for the next year and see, it will be straight line. This straight line will give you the prediction. You can write out the, you want to write the axis title, then this is year and this is revenue.
Maybe you. Yes, ma'am.
You can write axis title, chart title, you can write whatever it is. I can write it is revenue versus uh, year, a year versus, actually it should be revenue versus year or year versus revenue, whatever you want to.
Yes, ma'am.
Here it is trend uh, trend line is a straight line. The it will be same trend line, and the actual projection is the, because it is a straight line. This is how you draw the uh, curve for a, uh constant growth, which will always be a straight line. So I've till here I have done only till 21. See, it is for 21 from 217 to 21. Same thing, you can extend it to any year you want to, because the growth is constant, so it will be a constant curve, a straight line. Next is your, so here you have seen this is a straight line. Next is your moving average. What we do is we take either 2 3 years or 5 years. Generally it is an odd year, because what will happen if you don't take odd year, like first you, if it is 3 year moving average, so you add 2001 production, 2002 production, 2003 production, and take the average, and the average will be at the middle. That is, it will be 202. If you take it odd, then it will be somewhere in between. Like suppose I take 2 years average, then what will it will be? You take add 2001 production and 2002 production, and instead of being in that year, it will be for some month, middle maybe June or July month. So that way it becomes a little cumbersome. So generally it is taken either for some odd year. So you can easily identify where is the middle point. For this, I'll show you how graph is made. So this is the, see, here is the month. You
Yes,
can see
ma'am.
the graph.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? So month, you can January, February, March till December, you
Yes.
have revenue every month. What is there? So for first 3 years. So naturally here, the first two it is added up, three, this revenue, 5 plus 8 plus 7, and find out the average. So it is on the third year it has been given. Sometimes it is given here also, you can take it, it is arbitrary. It will only smoothen the curve. So here what you do is, after every 3 years you are adding. Then you add, you don't leave this. You add 8, 7, 8, and then divide it by 3.
Okay.
And so over here I have got the 3 months moving average. Here it is 5 months you moving average. You have taken 5 months, January, February, March, April, May, and then find out the average. And it has put over here at the end of those months, and then continue in the same manner. So this is a graph for the moving average. This blue line is the actual trend line, which is this revenue. You can see
Yes, ma'am.
it has been smoothened up. Red is for 3 months, and your gray is for 5 months.
Right.
So 5 months is over here, third one, this one. Can you see it?
Yes,
So this
ma'am.
is again more smoothened up. First was haphazard. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
And then red is smooth to some extent. And in the 5 months, it is again smoothened up. So with this line, you can do the prediction. This is another way of doing prediction, taking the moving average. Actually, there's some change in my software, so I cannot show you, because there is a software which will draw the, you just give the data and the software will draw the moving average curve for you. So now it has become very easy. Third is your linear regression. This is month, radio ads and revenue. You increase the radio ad, revenue increases, or whatever, it can increase, it can decrease, but generally it increases. So there is a relationship with, so you take, one second. This is for moving average. Like in this, first is your straight line, second is your moving average, third
Yes.
is your simple linear regression. Y is equal to mx plus c. You can write alpha x plus beta or whatever it is, but is generally we take mx plus s, where m is the slope and c is the y intercept. So here what we do is you take, compare one independent with one dependent variable. X is your independent variable and Y is your dependent variable. Here some statistical knowledge is required, and observation, actual observation will be taken, and accordingly we'll make the prediction. Do you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So here epsilon is for, if there would not be exactly, so it is some error will be there, the actual and the what you have predicted. So that is also taken care of. See, beta 0 is the y-intercept of the regression line, beta 1 is the slope, which is m. I'm talking about m. M is beta 1, and you are adding beta 0,
Zero.
and ey is the error. It can show a positive relationship where x is increasing, then y is also increasing. It can show a negative where x is increasing, y is decreasing. Or if it shows no relationship, then it will be a horizontal line, no relationship. So this is the data. Sales is given, profit is given. You can sales and profit में क्या relationship है you can find out. But here the problem I have solved is different. It is radio ads and revenue. ये है data.
Yes,
यहाँ
ma'am.
से you'll get this equation by inserting on the scatter diagram. क्योंकि बहुत सारे ग्राफ्स बना सकते हो, यू कैन मेक एनी ग्राफ, बट हियर यू हैव टू, बिकॉज इट इज अ रिलेशनशिप between x and y, and in that only it will also give you the linear equation, which is a cumbersome thing, which I had said, you have to add up all the x's, you have to add up all the y's, and then you have to add you have to find out x and y, that you will have to add, then x square you will have to add, then you have to solve that equation, you will have to have two linear equation. In that you give the value of all this, there are two equation and two unknown, then you find out the value of unknowns. So instead of doing that, the software itself will solve the equation and give you. So here the equation is y is equal to mx 56.541x plus it is 10,446. So accordingly, as the year changes, like for a month changes, here it is monthly. Say for next month, year, January, what will be the revenue? So from there, we can put, instead of, we can take months as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 13th month, what will be the revenue? We can get that. So this makes your prediction. This is the radio ad, and so revenue is dependent upon radio ad. Revenue is dependent. This is the x-axis, which is independent. The more you add, you give, more people will purchase your goods, and naturally your revenue will increase. That is the logic over here. Maybe you, if you do actual data, you might get something else. But here, what we are saying is that revenue is increasing. This is the trend line. This dotted line is the trend line. This is the actual line. If you add this from here, it is going here, then it is coming down, then going up, then coming down, then again going up, then coming down, and so on. So this is one is an outlier, but the trend line is this, the dotted line, which is steadily going up. So this gives you a equation which will give you a relationship between x and y. You can change the value. You can put any value for x. You will get the corresponding value from y from this equation. Do you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? Here it is two things. There are some car racers. Their age and experience is given to you. You and the distance they'll be covering. This you have found out. You have taken someone of age 18 who has got an experience of 5 years. So distance he has covered is this much, 35,530. So this is your historical data. Accordingly, you can make a relationship. So this is given to you. So I'll show you. Here you cannot draw the graph because it will be a three-dimensional graph. You can draw only x and y, but here you have x, y, z, two
Yes.
independent variable and one dependent variable. So you cannot, so you do it with some other method. This is for a profit is equal to, this is the relationship between profit and revenue. This for profit and sales, sorry, profit and sales. So you have found out this equation, profit is equal to 0.014 into sales. Sales is your independent and profit is your dependent. The more you sell, the more profit you will make, isn't it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is the relationship you have found out. Now, if you increase your sales or decrease your sale, accordingly, profit will change. This you can make a prediction. This you have got from historical data, something which you have calculated or observed. Then you have observed this. Okay, I have seen ki actually this is. I'll make it a bit. Sale is 7, the profit is 16, 15, sorry, 15.15. It might be in, it is in 10,000, 1,000. To multiply this by 1,000. Okay.
Yes,
7 to 0.15. 2 to it is 0.16. 8 it is so on and so forth. So I have taken this to make a prediction. I have found out this equation. I've drawn the graph and I found out this equation. And R square, it all will also give you R square. R square is the correlation between sales and profit. If it is positive, then if sales go up, then profit will go up, down, up also. If R is R can, it is R square. So R square will always be positive, isn't it? Square to always be positive. So R square is coefficient of determinant. Profit is about 70%. What is 0.713? This is 71.3%, isn't it? About 71% of profit depends upon sale. This is the formula telling you. About 70, profit can depend not only on sales, many other factors. But over here, from what we have calculated, we have come to the conclusion that about 70% of the profit is dependent on sales.
yes,
Is it clear?
yes, ma'am.
See, means 70.3% of profit is due to sales. Forecasting will do, if sales is 25, then profit will be x की जगह में sales की जगह में you put 25 and calculate, so you are getting 0.49. And R is correlation. Correlation means what is their relationship, whether they are moving in the same direction or opposite direction, or there is no correlation. So from here we find out the square root of R, that is coming to 0.84, which is shows a strong correlation, because one is the strongest. As x moves, y will move. Negative will be when x moves, y will go down. So that is negative. If there is no correlation, R will be 0. So R moves from -1 to +1. So there is a strong correlation between sales and profit. That is what we draw from this equation. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have multiple regression. Here I have taken only two, but you can take more than two independent variables. But generally, solving it becomes very difficult, and visualizing it is still impossible. Because two, then you can have x and y. Three, you can have x, y, z, three-dimensional. But if it is more than three, here it is three. We have x1, x2, and y. So we can visualize till three dimension, but four dimension does not exist. So instead of doing that, if it is better to take each independent variable separately and see what is the influence of that independent variable on your dependent variable. This is a general mathematical equation. It has n independent variables. See, suppose one has the data about the distance d covered by drivers of a particular company with respect to their age and experience. Then one can predict the distance they will cover given their age and experience. Get my point? Here, age and experience are independent variable. Distance covered is the dependent variable. That is, distance covered is dependent on age and experience. So mathematically, I can write D is equal to A0, that is the intercept, A1A plus A2. A is for age and E is for experience. So this is the data given to me. It is in two parts. Now let us look at the solution. See, now using Excel, we can just 1 second. Here we have to modify. There's a, you can see in data, you have to go to data analysis. Data analysis gives you so many. You can do ANOVA, two factor without replication. You can do correlation. You can do covariance. You can descriptive statistics, that is mean, median, mode. Exponential smoothing you can do. F test to sample for variance you can do. You can do so many things you can do. Moving average also you can do from here. Regression also you can do from here. You can do t-test. Actually, so all these things you can do from here. You just have to select this and put the data. It will give you the answer. So here from that Excel sheet I have seen that intercept comes out to be 37,835.17 kilometers. Coefficient of age comes to be 24.96 years, and coefficient of experience comes out to be 1,191.14 years. That is, I have got from the Excel. Now I put it in the distance is equal to what? Intercept. This is okay. Age into the intercept of age,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
this is
Experience.
experience so you can find out it has to be plus plus. Okay, so I have put if age is 35 and experience is 10 years, I'll put this for age I'll put 35 and for experience I put 10, then I get this answer. So this is how you can use
Right.
Excel to make the prediction. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we'll do IT enabled supply chain management.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, this requires a little bit of time. It is not difficult. You have to sit on the Excel sheet and work out, take various problems and work it out.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you say this introduction?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh? So it
Yes, ma'am.
is IT enabled supply chain management. Because see, what is supply chain? Supply chain is right from the time you get the raw material. You bring the raw material to the manufacturing unit. From there you get the finished product. From finished product you distribute it to warehouses,
Yes, yes.
various warehouses. From warehouse it goes to retailers, and from retailers to the final consumer.
Consumers.
And in case the consumer finds some problem, then it should also have this provision to return it. They can modify it, rectify it, or they can destroy it and use it for something else. So it there are so many options they can do it, but the consumer should also have this facility. So the reverse SCM is also very much needed. This is a this shows you sourcing this is a very simple, it is a very complicated thing, and not it says supply chain, but actually it is a network. You can have more than one sourcing from various sources. You can be sending it to various manufacturing unit. From manufacturing unit it can be going to various warehouses and things like that. So actually in case it is a complex network, but to make it the simple thing, I've just taken the sourcing of raw material, manufacturing, and then delivering to the customers. The most simple. Yes, read it.
Introduction. Information affects every part of the supply chain. Information serves as the connections between various stages of the supply chain, allowing them to coordinate, maximize the supply chain profitability. Information is also important to the day to day operations of each stage in supply chain. To become more responsive and efficient, companies need to consider information as an important driver. A supply chain is complex logistics system that consists of facilities that convert raw material into finished product and distribute them to end consumer or consumers. Meanwhile,
Customers. There's a
sorry,
difference between
customers.
customers and consumers.
Yes. Meanwhile, supply chain management deals with the flow of goods in distribution channels within the supply chain in the most efficient manners.
Hmm.
Information technologies help one to achieve one's objectives.
Hmm. So, because things are moving, if there's no coordination, then from supplier to manufacturer, manufacturer to wholesaler, so they should know from where to get those material, how to get those material, when the materials, there should be a direct communication between the various supply chain partners. Yes, read it.
The digitization of the supply chain enables companies to address the new requirement of the customers, the challenge on the supply sides, as well as the remaining expectations in efficiency improvement. Designation brings about a supply chain 4.0. It is, ma'am,
Yes,
which will
just like
have.
we have industrial revolution, in supply chain also it has moved to the fourth level.
Okay. Which will have the following features: faster, new approaches of product distribution reduce the delivery time of the high runners to few hours. The basic of this service is built by advanced forecasting approaches, example predictive analysis of internal example demand and external example market trends, weather, school vacations, construction, these data, as well as machine status data for spare parts demand and not carried out on a monthly basis but weekly.
Hmm.
And for the very fast moving product, even every day in the future, we will see predictive shipping, for which Amazon holds a patent.
mm,
Products are shipped before the customer place an order. The customer order is later on matched with the shipment that is already in the logistic network being transported towards the customer region, and the shipment is rerouted to the exact customer destination.
mm. So digitization, digitization means information technology. This has made the whole supply chain to move faster, to satisfy, because not maintaining the quality and the cost at the same time, but making things available to the customer in a shorter duration.
More flexible. It's ad hoc and real time planning allow a flexible reaction to changing demands or supply situation. Planning cycles and frozen periods are minimized, and planning become a continuous process that is able to react dynamically or to changing requirements or constraints. Example, real time production capacity feedback from machines once the products are sent. Increase flexibility in the delivery processes allow customers to reroute shipments to the most convenient destination. New business models such as supply chain as a service for supply chain planning functions or transport management increase the flexibility in the supply chain organization. Supply chain can be bought as a service and paid for and by usage basic instead of having the resources and capabilities in house. The specialization and the focus of service provide allow them to create economics of scale as well as an economic of scope, and also attractive outsourcing and opportunities. For example, we will see a it's uberization of transport.
Uber.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
Hmm.
It's Uberization, na, ma'am,
Yeah.
of transport, crowd-sourced, flexible transport capacity, which will lead to a significant increase in its
Agility.
agility in distribution network.
So just like in transportation, we are also feeling now it is not only Uber, but Ola is also there. So many uh, taxi services have come up. Why? Because of the information technology. It has made the whole shipment of goods, both the raw material as well as the finished good, more flexible. And suppose some crisis happens, you can immediately get the news that this is the problem. So you can immediately have other sources of raw material from where you can get the material. So it makes the whole supply chain very much flexible.
More granular, how
Granular.
granular. The demand of customers for more and more individualized product is continuously increasing. That gives a strong push towards micro segmentation and mass customization idea will finally be implemented. Customers customers are managed in much more granular clusters, and a broad spectrum of suited product will be offered. This enable customers to select one of multiple logistics menu that exactly fits their need. New transport concepts such as the drone delivery allow companies to manage the last mile efficient for single and high value dense packages.
So now we have so many. Like even we have now we have drones for some special occasion. We can use them to deliver the goods in a much shorter time and exactly to the place where it is required. Yes, next.
More accurate. The The next generation of performance management system provide real-time end-to-end transparency throughout the supply chain. The span of information reaches from centralized top-level KPIs such as overall service level to
Key
very
performance index. KPI is key performance indices.
one second. KPIs.
Key performance indices such
Okay.
as uh, overall service level. This is with computerization, digitization. These are increasing. Yes,
Such
come
as
on.
Yes, ma'am. Such as overall the network, this range of data provides a joint information basis for all level of seniority and functions in the supply chain. The integrations of data is supply, service provider, etc. in a supply chain cloud ensure that all the stakeholders tease and decide based on the same fact. In digital performance management system, clean sheet models for warehousing, transport, or inventory are used to set targets automatically to keep the aspirations of target. Also, in case of supply chain description, system will automatically adjust a target that cannot be achieved anymore to a realistic aspiration level. We will see the performance management system that learn to automatically identify risk or exceptions and will change supply chain parameters in a closed loop learning approaches to mitigate them. That enables the ultimate performance management control tower to handle a broad spectrum of expeditions without human involvement and to only leverage the human planner for the descriptive event new event. With this, a supply chain is continuously developing towards its efficient frontier.
Fine. So now your result will be more accurate. You because it is things are becoming more transparent because of the new technology. They are now using artificial intelligence to do so many things automatically. If there's some problem, it will take measures and rectify it, and accordingly the demand or the pattern will change, and whatever the consumer wants, he or she will get it in a much better way. Because as I had told you in the beginning only, like there are 6 characteristics of computerization. One is your vast data it can handle, then the speed with which is also increasing day by day, amount of data which it can handle is also increasing. Then repetitive tasks, things which we a human being may be even doing twice or thrice, it will get bored, but computer will not get bored. It will do the repetitive tasks. Then lot of interacting variables it can handle at one time. Then exact input, accurate, we can give exact input and then we can expect accurate output from uh, for example, suppose if you buy a pen drive, you don't have to think twice. You will know because it is so accurate that it any laptop it will fit in the port of any laptop, it will fit. You don't have to think about the brand. So accuracy of the products and the services have also increased along with the digitization of the processes and the information which is flowing throughout the supply chain. More efficient.
More efficient. Efficiency is the supply chain in boosted by the automation of both physical task and planning. Robots handle the material, pallets, boxes, as well as in single pieces, completely automatically along the warehouse process for receiving, unloading to putting away to pick, pack, and ship.
Hmm.
Autonomous trucks transport the product within the network to optimize truck utilization and increase transport flexibility. Cross company transport automation is applied to share capacities between companies. The network setup itself is continuously optimized to ensure an optimal fit to business requirements.
So the whole process from the raw material to the finished good, whatever is it is, because so much technology has improved to such a degree that the whole process has become very efficient. Things which are hazardous are being handled by robots, and they are programmed to do the work in such a way that you receive get a better product, better service. One second. Relationship between effective information management and logistics.
Information technology in logistic activity contributes to the improvement of both the entire logistics and supply chain and its individual links. The importance of information in logistic process is increasing. One is continuously dealing with the growing pace of the information process. The effective of proper management of logistics information are visible, especially in such area as inventory management, storage, or distribution. Information flow are an integral part of any logistics supply chain. IT has sorry, ma'am.
Yes, go continue. It
IT
ha-
has
huh.
it has sorry, or ma'am, it's IT.
No, it is IT.
Okay, ma'am. IT has revolutionized traditional logistics and supply chain to achieve numerous benefits such as increased efficiency and responsiveness. However, while one hand supply chain challenges and practitioners' expectations in terms of achieving competitive advantage through the use of IT solutions are innumerous.
And enormous, because but see what happens now, our expectations are also rising high. Like for example, when your if your system is not responding very fast, you get irritated very fast.
Yes, ma'am.
The amount of time which we were spending earlier was much more, but then we were satisfied. But with the improvement in technology, our expectation has is also rising in the same direction.
Use of IT within logistics and supply chain helps of achieving competitive advantage based on the characteristics of adaptation, alignment, and agility. Supply chain agility refers to quick response of supply chain to short-term changes because of uncertainties both in the upstream and downstream supply chain. It is hence related to the ability of the supply chain to deal with unaccepted change in market demand and to have appropriate capabilities to transform these changes into opportunities.
So agility means how quickly, suppose something is changing in the environment, whether you are going upstream. Upstream means from the manufacturing sector to the warehouse uh, to retailers to consumer, and downstream is from raw material to manufacturing. Anywhere, if there is any changes, immediately it gets the information and it adapts itself to accordingly and makes itself aligned to the new process. So adaptation, alignment, and agility, these two three A's are the things which are making information technology an inherent part of any system. Today we cannot think of life without information technology. So so naturally, in the same way, it is improving our whole supply chain.
Effective information management is crucial for optimizing logistic operations. Here are some key points highlighted their relationship. Enhance decision making. Accurate and timely information allow logistic managers to make informed decisions regarding inventory levels, transportation routes, and delivery schedules. Improved efficiency. Informations technology streamline logistic process by automating a task such as order processing, tracking shipment, and managing warehouse operations. This reduces manual errors and speed up operations.
Mm.
Cost reduction. Effective information management helps in identifying insufficiency and reducing cost associated with logistics such as a fuel consumption, labor, and storage. Real-time tracking. Advanced information system provide real-time visibility into the supply chain, allowing companies to track shipments and manage delays
Proactive.
proactively.
Mm.
Customer satisfaction by ensure accurate and timely delivery of goods. Effective information management enhance customer satisfaction and loyalty.
Mm.
Scalability. Information system can easily scale with the growth of a business, ensuring that logistic operation remains efficient as the company expands.
Mm. So it is not that if once the company expands, your logistics system becomes lethargic. No, accordingly, it changes its technology, the way of doing it. The process should remain efficient, whether you are a small company or a large company, complex company. So in various way, it is helping it. Enhance decision making. You know, you are getting the accurate and timely information. Accordingly, you can take decision. For example, today your generation has wants to take admission somewhere else. So he or she has the whole information on the net. Accordingly, can they make the choice uh, according to their ability, according to their financial status, according to the place where they want to study. So you can make this informed decisions. You'll know exactly how things are moving. For example, if you order some product, you can always track it. How, like for example, you have ordered a pizza. When it is being order has been taken, now it is cooking, now it is on the way. Everything you can talk. So it has enhanced the visibility of the whole process. And this technology has also reduced the cost. Real time tracking is there. This has led to customer satisfaction. Just one second. Hmm. Relationship between information systems management and overall supply chain.
Organization in practice for decades have been integrating information and communication technologies ICT into their production operation supply functions for enhancing performance in terms of reducing cost, improving customer service, and increasing the speed of delivery and reliability. Supply chain management SCM relies heavily on information and communication technology ICT for handling transactions, performing communication, developing management insight, and exchanging information. Use of ICT tools in HCM started in 1960s with the introduction of electronic data interchange EDI system, followed by material requirement planning MRP1 solution in 1970s. Manufacturing resources planning MRP2 in the 90s, 80s, and enterprises resource planning ERP in 1990s. Numerous ICT tools were developed and adopted throughout the past decades to support the increasingly complex supply chains.
Like we have done when we were talking about operations. So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
had talked about aggregate planning, from aggregate planning to manage master
Yeah.
production schedule. So from there, these things were gradually automated to be led to MRP1, material requirement planning. What is your capacity and what type of material you need, and at what time, when? Because suppose you don't need everything at one. The way things are developing at your unit, accordingly you'll need material. So that was automated. From there we moved to manufacturing resource planning, where the marketing, the logistics, these things were added to it. Then we moved to enterprise resource planning, which is the integration of all the functional areas, whether because to achieve something you need integration of all the units: finance, marketing, HR, operations. These are the four functional areas. We have to integrate it, then only we can achieve this. Just like a natural organization works. Like in our body, there are so many organs, but they are working together for our well being. So, similarly, things have moved from MRP1. Initially they were isolated, now they have been integrated. So initially they were isolated information systems which were helping them, but gradually they were integrated. And from MRP1 to MRP2 to ERP, we have moved up, and we are trying to see the organization as a whole, how all the functional areas will help them in achieving their target.
In
Yes,
conclusion, IT's role in modern supply chain management is vast and very touching upon every facet of operations, from enabling efficiency and visibility to manage risk and transforming customer experience. IT is an indispensable ally in the quest of resilient,
resilient. Yes,
resilient, guile. It's what is this?
agile, agile.
Agile and competitive supply chain.
So, right from the beginning, we see we cannot move upwards without the help of information technology, because we need, like, for example, a child, when he or she is born, he'll be attracted by a, say, sparkling object. He or she does not know whether that, if by touching it, it is a something which will harm them. They'll try to touch it. Only by touching it and taking that experience, that information is now stored in their mind. So next time that person will not touch it. So for any person to grow, you need information. Similarly, any organization, if to grow, you need information. Otherwise there will no communication between the different stakeholders in the of that company, the different partners of the company, because it is a united effort which will lead you to the ultimate objective of achieving what you want to receive the competitive edge. Because there's so much competition in the environment, you need the right information at the right time to take right decision and then move on. So information technology is the premium uh, driver which helps you in achieving your objective. I think that is all for today. Tomorrow I'll do this some other topic. And see, on 29th is
Yes.
your test. So I'll giving you a topic. You have to prepare a presentation, and 29th you'll do the presentation, and then you'll be asked questions on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is all for today. I'll send you these two PP. I have already sent you the PPT on forecasting. I'll send you the Excel sheet also, so that you can go through it. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
good night.
Good night, ma'am.